Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has released new trailer footage from an international promo and some other interesting 4DX shots we haven't properly discussed. And since we now know the film will be 2 hours and 29 minutes long, with James Gunn promising, quote, not a second is wasted, there's no fat, I assume every single one of these frames is doing some burpees. I liked Fat Pratt a bit better personally. But let's break down these new shots for all the protein that we missed. And by the way, over on our new channel, The Deep Dive, in the weeks leading up to Guardians Volume 3, I will be doing a rewatch of Guardians Volume 1 and Volume 2. You're definitely going to want to subscribe for those videos and for all of our great content over there. Okay, let's take a look at this promo released on the Marvel Korea YouTube account.
All right, Guardians. Are you ready for one last ride?
Let's give the galaxy something to remember us by.
Sit up!
That's what it's here for.
Drax, it's called a sofa. It's not a bed.
Well, I find it hard to believe it doesn't have multiple purposes.
Doesn't really matter, does it? I'm sorry. My friend is stupid.
I'm hungry.
All right!
Quite a few new shots here. There's a new angle of Swole Groot extending his branches to carry multiple guns in a shootout with a high evolutionary scientist. In addition to his 2 main arms, I count 6 additional branches, making him a step up from Doc Ock with his 4 additional arms. I love this because it shows the real purpose of Swole Groot's nature and his form. Basically, that bulk is just to hide a bunch of snaking branches that can be used for all these different functions. Okay, so not an ounce of fat in that shot. All muscle, check. Okay, then Gamora tosses a lid as she drinks something on the Bowie ship. This is actually the first time we get a look at the inner structure of the Bowie behind her. The Bowie is much larger than the Guardians' past 2 ships, the Milano and the Benatar. The Bowie can house larger cargo and smaller crafts if need be. Then Rocket sips what looks like some boba tea, but the case behind him has a label with some orange writing in the Cree language. The top word translates to milky. And I'm just wondering what mammal they milked to get this stuff. Was it Bova, one of Herbert Wyndham's other creations, the nursemaid to Wanda Maximoff and Pietro Maximoff on Mount Wundagore in the comics? Now during this we hear Rocket say, let's give the galaxy something to remember us by. With this new shot of him behind the wheel in an image that Empire just released a clear shot of, I'm wondering if this could be when Rocket goes alone to counter Earth to explore his past, requiring the rest of the Guardians to go looking for him. Because in all the other shots we see the Guardians walking off the Bowie into that suburb, Rocket is not with them. We get a pretty great action shot of Rocket suspended in the air, camera zipping around him, and then he fires downward as he drops. I feel like this is part of the same sequence as Peter Quill and Groot fighting the soldiers in a similar looking hallway, Quill rolling up on a knee to shoot upward toward the right. But here, you cannot help but love the look of glee on Rocket's face as he flies through the air. The camera is zipping around him midair. Feels like the kind of thing the Wachowskis would do on Trinity when she jumped in the Matrix, something that if you saw movies in the early aughts, every freaking movie had one of these shots. Once again, we see Quill and Gamora looking into each other's eyes as Gamora holds Blurp. This is a furry little monster we still don't know very much about, other than you'll probably be able to buy him in the Mission Breakout gift shop at California Adventure. Now, we work crazy hours to get these videos out to you as soon as we can. Our lunch hours can be more like our lunch 15 minutes. Luckily, we have some Hovsco e-bikes in the office to zip down the street to grab some food from a nearby restaurant. A Hovsco e-bike can go up to 28 miles per hour with pedal assist. The bike has a range of up to 60 miles throttle only and up to 80 if you don't mind pumping your legs a bit. Even if you live in hilly San Francisco like I do, uphill riding is still smooth and easy.
The hills of San Francisco have met their match.
With the torque sensor pedal assist. Great for starting from stop on a hill. Also very fun. The high quality 88 volt Samsung LG lithium battery will keep your bike and your flashlight going, and they're a blast to ride. Folks in the office are always fighting for who gets to ride to pick up lunch. All Hovsco e-bikes come with a 2-year warranty and free shipping, and right now they are having a sale on some of their most popular models. If you enter promo code ROCKSTAR100 at checkout, you'll get an additional $100 off your purchase. There's never been a better time to get an e-bike, and Hovsco is hooking us up. Head to Hovsco.com to find the bike that's right for you, and don't forget to use promo code ROCKSTAR100 for an additional $100 off your purchase. Then our villain, Chukwueze, as a high evolutionary Herbert Wyndham, sits cross-legged, floating as his armor glows and he moves down this burning corridor. The light-up suit does remind me a lot of Kang's neurokinetic suit in Quantumania. I believe there may be a connection between the tech worn by both villains. Then there's this interesting shot. I haven't been really able to make out what it is, but something is scaling climbing up a ladder in a mechanical exoskeleton. But we get an extended version of all these windows opening up. Looks like within each glowing container, something is inside of each of them. Might be a bunch of captives that are now being freed. We'll see. Then Rocket, after his cruel surgery by the High Evolutionary, you can see his arms now stumpy and he's standing on his hind legs, pointing and laughing in his cage. Just a nice moment he's likely sharing with the love of his life, Lila. Then the Guardians pilot the Bowie out of this pink fleshy structure as some of those floating soldiers fire on them. I really think we might be looking at the tissue or the optical nerve of a celestial, maybe even tissue that used to reside inside of nowhere. Something that I've theorized Tanner Tavon and the Tavon Corporation might be mining for more celestial nerve matter, justifying why Tavon was willing to part ways with Nowhere. Then Quill, Nebula, Gamora, Drax, and Mantis slowly make their way out of this bizarre facility as yellow liquid is exploding behind them, and all these figures in these flesh-colored bulky suits are floating around. On the screens in the background to the right, that is definitely Herbert Wyndham in his purple suit. Then a shot of Adam Warlock beating the hell out of someone in the Nowhere setting. Behind him in a yellow glowing sign, also in Kree, translating to, oddly, the name Thomas. Thomas. Now I looked it up, there are a few crew people this could be named after, like a Haley Thomas was a compositor for the Guardians Holiday Special, and Thomas Revolve did uncredited digital composition work for the Guardians Holiday Special. And it seems like the crew who worked on that special might have also worked on this upcoming film. Otherwise, if we're looking for Thomases in Marvel, there's of course Thomas Holland, there's Tommy, Wanda Maximoff's son, and there's the tank engine that Cassie Lang loves. Now this promo ends with the Guardians visiting a family in that 1980s decorated counter Earth with its suburbs populated by these animalistic hybrids in their growing pain sweaters. Drax crashes on the sofa like it's a bed, sidetracking them from talking to these parents. Like you can see in their 80s growing pain style family portraits on the walls, they do have kids in this family. The yellow wallpaper behind Drax shows a pattern of figures swinging on swings, walking past fences. They look like animalistic zebra heads. There's also an ashtray on the side table beside Drax, telling us that these families still smoke indoors. I don't know why Drax is being so fussy and annoying in the scene. To be honest, for a 2.5-hour movie that supposedly doesn't have any fat on it, I think some people might pinch these love handles. But let's be fair, this is a trailer clip shown out of context for an international market. We are not exactly the target demo of who they're trying to market this movie to with this cut. But earlier this month, there was also a supposed 4DX trailer for Guardians Volume 3 released on a YouTube channel called Film Extra, which isn't really a legitimate source from what we can tell. We don't really know how they got this, but from what we can tell, this channel is the first one to post it. It does include 2 legitimate new shots of the Guardians, one in the multicolored suits floating from the Bowie toward that fleshy structure. From this angle, we can see that it is Drax in the red suit and Quill in the yellow one. Also, interestingly, a brand new look at Nebula alone on the bridge of the Bowie as an electric current courses through the controls and the bulkheads. This is definitely new. Nebula has her new mesh weave arm, and this is the Bowie. And that VFX electricity looks legit, several layers deep in the scene, casting light and shadow across Carrion Gillen. So what's going on here? Has the Bowie been immobilized? Has it been supercharged on a new power source? Where's the rest of the crew? James Gunn told Total Film that Volume 3 will redefine the whole Guardians trilogy as really the Rocket story. And back in his no fat tweet, he said that we will see the full arc for every character. So yes, going into this movie, expectations are very high. We definitely need an unabashed win of a superhero movie in 2023. Comment down below with what you're most looking forward to from Guardians Volume 3, and a reminder to subscribe to our new channel, The Deep Dive. You can support us by grabbing some merch at nerdride.shop. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.